Welcome to another edition of All in Sports Talk. I'm your host, Mario Pelliato. Some big games this weekend. First off, let's start off in Spain in a 5-goal thriller between Barcelona and Valencia. Barcelona came from behind to win 3-2 with a brace by none other than Lionel Messi. He scored the game-winning goal in the 94th minute to take the game 3-2. In Germany, first place Bayern Munich cruised through Borussia Mönchengladbach 2-0. Borussia Dortmund took on Ingolstadt. Hope I said their name right. And in a 3-3 draw, but Borussia Dortmund scored 3 unanswered goals to come from behind to tie this game. In England, Southampton took on Man City. That game finished 1-1. A lot of draws in England this weekend, as well as Tottenham against Bournemouth ended in 0-0 contest. Middlesbrough and Arsenal ended in a 0-0 contest. Liverpool took on West Bromwich, winning 2-1. Leicester City finally win this weekend in the Premier League, beating Crystal Palace 3-1, and Burnley upset Everton 2-1. Also in Italy, some big games here. Inter yet again have lost this week against Atalanta, giving up a late goal in the 86th minute penalty shot. This team, I don't know. I can't see this coach stay for much longer. It's not really his fault. It's like the team's not clicking. Sometimes it's not about how much money you spend, it's about chemistry. Also, Torino come from behind to tie Lazio in a 2-2 draw. Napoli, down 10 men, still were able to beat Crotone 2-1. Genoa and Sampdoria, a derby, was played yesterday on Saturday, ended in 2-1 victory for Sampdoria. And Milan took on Juventus, with the young Milan team beating Juventus 1-0 with an extraordinary goal, I should say, from the 18-year-old Manuel Locatelli. He has already 2 game-winning goals in 4 games. The kid is a stud, man. Now we'll take you over to Akeem.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's edition of the All In Sports Talk YouTube channel. I'm your host, A.Rich, Akeem Richens. You should know my saying by now. If you don't know me, get to know me. I am on each and every Monday night, the Everything Sports Podcast from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow will be no different. We hope that you continue to subscribe, continue to join in, and listen to the All In Sports Talks YouTube channel. We are a voice for the people. But as we all know, this is our YouTube channel. This is our sports channel. And we have to kick it off with the World Series introduction. Tuesday, it's finally here. Chicago Cubs, Cleveland Indians, the World Series is upon us. And one of these teams is going to take home that World Series trophy that these organizations have not seen in decades. We're talking about the Cleveland Indians. Last time winning a World Series was 1948. And we're talking about the Chicago Cubs organization that haven't won the World Series since 1908. So it's been a long time coming for both of these organizations. So I really cannot wait to see what happens, to see what transpires, to see the chess matchups between these 2 outstanding ball coaches, these 2 outstanding former AL East ball coaches. I wonder how the American League East is going to feel watching this World Series. Terry Francona, the former Boston Red Sox, Joe Madden, the former Tampa Bay Rays coach, square off in this World Series. We all know the Cubs, they're 103 wins in. They was obviously the best team in baseball. But we also know that the Cleveland Indians have the home field advantage for the World Series. So my people, my fans, my cohorts at the All In Sports Talk Network, y'all let me know how y'all feel with the Cleveland Indians having home field advantage. Do you agree? Do you still continue to support the MLB stance in the All-Star Game winner leading that team home court in the World Series? Or should it be more traditional? Should it be like every other sport? You're the best team throughout the regular season record-wise. you should be held to a higher standard come the playoffs because you work so hard in the regular season. Let me know if there needs to be a rule change along the MLB. And we're going to see if that home field advantage plays out key to any team in this World Series. I'm excited to find out, and we're going to see and take some opinions on where people stand when it comes to World Series home court advantage. Cleveland Indians, Chicago Cubs, Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. I'll be ready, will you? Last night, yesterday, as we all know, college football Saturday. We have NFL Sunday, and we have college football Saturday and college football Saturday night. And what happened last night, college football Saturday night, was an upset. Unranked Penn State Nittany Lions, my unranked Penn State Nittany Lions. I have to say that because we've been having a lot of turmoil ever since the Sandusky situation. I'm not going to get into that. But ever since that happened a few years ago in Joe Pa and Sandusky, Penn State as a football organization has been left on the back burner. So it was definitely a big, huge win in Beaver Stadium, defeating the number 2 team in the country in Ohio State. And I predicted this upset on my Facebook even before the game started, just because of how Ohio State played against Wisconsin last week. They was in a grind. They couldn't throw the ball downfield. They had a short and intermediate passing attack. And I felt that was enough film to give Penn State, a Penn State team at home during a rivalry game, all they needed to see. And they prepared well throughout the week, and they got that W. I have to big up the Penn State Nittany Lions for the victory. Number 2, Ohio State loses. That means number 3, Michigan will move up after another dominating performance, winning 41-3. And I also think it says a lot about Jim Harbaugh and what he is as a football coach, whether it's on the college ranks or the NFL ranks. We see what San Francisco's doing right now. We see what the San Francisco 49ers is up to lately. We see what the San Francisco 49ers was up to when Jim Harbaugh was there. We see what Michigan Wolverines was up to before Jim Harbaugh got there. And we see what the Michigan Wolverines is up to now. So I will definitely be doing a segment on Jim Harbaugh and his coaching accolades and his coaching abilities and what he's accomplished later on in the Everything Sports podcast. But for now, Michigan should definitely be the number 2 ranked team in the country. Louisville, Lamar Jackson, the quarterback for the Louisville Cardinal. You throw for 350 yards. You rush for another 76. You have 4 touchdowns. I believe that this is the Heisman Trophy winner. Lamar Jackson, the quarterback from Louisville. It's just a matter of who's going to New York to celebrate and have that experience with him. But we're going to see how that goes as the college football season winds down. NFL Sunday, football Sunday is an interesting week of football. We're going to discuss tomorrow on my show. Right now, we're going to see if the Buffalo Bills can travel to Miami to pick up their 5th game in a row to move to 5-2. LaShawn McCoy is hurt. I don't know how much snap counts he's going to get throughout the game. Is actually really messing up my fantasy league. I don't know who to start anymore. Should I start McCoy? Should I start Gillisley? Should I start somebody else? I don't know. This McCoy injury is really bugging me, but nevertheless, they go in and try to win their 5th game in a row. The Pittsburgh Steelers are at home to face the New England Patriots with Don't Panic Landry Jones. And I am immediately panicking when Don't Panic Landry Jones says something like that, especially me watching him throughout the years. Me watching your play leaves me reason to panic. But we're going to see what he does against the New England Patriots today. And I'm excited to see all the games. that's slated to be played in the NFL. I will discuss tomorrow more in depth, but for now, this is the All In Sports Talk YouTube channel. We hope you continue to subscribe. We hope you continue to watch, and we will be here each and every Sunday. Until next time.
Welcome back to our segment, Hot Topic. Some news this week. Lightweight contender Edson Barbosa has called out Nate Diaz, for he thinks if he can beat Nate Diaz, he will get a UFC lightweight title shot against either Eddie Alvarez or Conor McGregor. It should be an interesting matchup if they set this one up. You know, Edson Barbosa is a great striker. Nate Diaz is a great striker. Also, Nate Diaz is great on the ground, black belt jiu-jitsu. It'd be an interesting matchup if that fight could happen. Also, former World Cup winner coach Marcello Lippi has been appointed the new head coach for the Chinese national team. And some big games looking into next week in the NFL. NFC East Divisional. The Philadelphia Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys. Green Bay Packers will take on the Atlanta Falcons, who've been real hot as of late. Also, the rematch from 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, sorry. San Diego Chargers against the Denver Broncos in AFC West showdown. I can't see San Diego. I don't see San Diego beating this team two times in a row. I got Denver on that pick. I got Atlanta to beat Green Bay. I just don't see Green Bay beating this team. You know, both teams are great offensively, but I think Atlanta's got a bit more. They got a bit more weapons. They can run the ball, which Green Bay struggles at. The Green Bay, though, I should say, they have the number one rushing defense in the league, so that's where it might balance out. But I still got Atlanta. And the Eagles take on the Cowboys in an NFC East showdown. It's a battle of the rookies, you know, the first overall pick against the fourth round pick. Carson Wentz versus Dak Prescott. Should be an interesting match. I got the Cowboys on this one. They've just been hot as of late. They'll be coming off the bye week, though, so I don't know how, that time off, if it's going to, you know, go well for them or not. I just think that Dallas offense right now is just on fire. That defense as well, every week they've been getting a takeaway, which you remember last year, the Cowboys on defense couldn't turn the ball over if their life depended on it. So I got the Cowboys in that one. Also in Italy, you got Juventus versus Napoli, which should be a great showdown. Inter versus Sampdoria, two teams that trying to make their way up the table, two teams that want to qualify for a Europa spot. But Inter, they haven't been looking good, man. I got Sampdoria on that pick. Juventus Napoli, I say a tie, 1-1. I give that game 1-1 draw. Also in England next week, Barclays Premier League champions Leicester City take on Tottenham Hotspurs. Leicester coming off a win, Tottenham's coming off a draw. Should be an interesting contest. Also, Southampton take on Chelsea next weekend, which should be a great match. Chelsea are playing right now against Man United, and Southampton are coming off a 1-1 draw against first place Manchester City. So that should be an interesting matchup. This is All In Sports Talk. I'm your host, Mario. See you next week.